let me ask you something that might hit close to home. Have you ever felt like your body just isn't cooperating the way it used to? Not just in the gym or climbing stairs, but in those quiet, personal moments that matter most in a relationship. You care, you feel love, the connection is still there, but the physical side, the part that once came naturally, feels like it's slipping away. I'm Dr. Sophia Jain, and I've spent the last 30 years helping men over 60 reclaim their energy, their confidence, and yes, their ability to enjoy deep physical intimacy. And here's the truth I want you to hear today. Age doesn't shut down your ability to feel pleasure or passion. What does? Poor circulation. Blood flow is everything when it comes to performance and responsiveness. And the good news? You don't need a prescription to get it back. You don't need to rely on pills or complicated therapies, because nature already gave us the tools right in your kitchen. Today, I'm going to walk you through 5 powerful fruit pairings that can help restore blood flow, improve vascular health, and reignite your body's natural ability to feel and connect. These are combinations I recommend every day in my practice, and I've seen the changes they bring, real changes in real lives. Let's jump right into the first pairing, one that's easy to find, delicious to eat, and unbelievably powerful when it comes to waking up nitric oxide production, which is key to helping blood move freely throughout your body. Number 1, pomegranate and watermelon, the nitric oxide dream team. These 2 fruits are tasty on their own, but together, they create a kind of natural boost that works like flipping a switch inside your body. Let's start with pomegranate. This fruit is packed with antioxidants that not only reduce inflammation, but actually stimulate nitric oxide, your body's internal signal to relax and open up your blood vessels. That means more flow, more oxygen, more sensitivity. Now combine that with watermelon, which contains a compound called citrulline. Citrulline helps your body produce arginine, which in turn boosts nitric oxide even more. It's like these 2 fruits were made to work together. I've had patients in their late 60s tell me they were shocked by how much better they felt after just a couple of weeks of adding pomegranate juice and watermelon slices into their daily routine. We're talking better circulation, more energy, even stronger morning responses. So start your day with a handful of pomegranate seeds, end it with a few slices of watermelon, or blend them into a smoothie. Either way, this combo is one of the best natural solutions I've seen for men who want to support performance after 60. Number 2, blueberries and strawberries, the vessel protectors. Now let's talk about something most people overlook, keeping your blood vessels strong, elastic, and healthy from the inside out. This is where berries, especially blueberries and strawberries, come in. These little fruits are full of compounds called anthocyanins. They give berries their bright colors, and more importantly, they protect your endothelium, the thin lining inside your blood vessels that regulates blood flow. As we age, that lining takes a beating. Years of inflammation, stress, poor eating habits, even just time itself, can wear it down. And when the endothelium is damaged, blood doesn't move the way it should. That leads to weaker responses and a frustrating disconnect between your mind and body. Blueberries are one of nature's best tools for healing that lining. And strawberries? They're rich in vitamin C and compounds that support collagen, which helps maintain the flexibility of your arteries. The best part? You don't need a lot. A cup of mixed berries each day, whether on oatmeal, in a smoothie, or just as a snack, can start reversing some of that internal wear and tear that's been holding you back. Over time, you may notice you're not just healthier, but more responsive, more in tune with your body, and more able to enjoy the closeness you've been missing. Number 3, Kiwi and Red Grapes, natural blood pressure balancers. Here's a big one most men overlook. High blood pressure doesn't just affect your heart. It quietly erodes your ability to perform and connect physically. It makes your vessels stiff and your blood flow sluggish. I've seen men lose that spark without even realizing high blood pressure was the culprit. That's where Kiwi and Red Grapes can help. Kiwi is loaded with potassium and antioxidants, and research shows it helps reduce blood pressure naturally. Just eating 2 or 3 kiwis a day can make a difference. It's one of the simplest ways to lower tension in your arteries and help blood flow more freely. Now add in Red Grapes. These are high in resveratrol, a compound that fights inflammation, reduces oxidative stress, and helps repair your blood vessels at the cellular level. Think of it as turning back the clock on your arteries. Red grapes also contain natural sugars that give you a boost without crashing your energy later. Together, kiwi and red grapes help restore the calm, relaxed state your vascular system needs to stay healthy. And when your vessels are healthy, everything else, energy, intimacy, performance, tends to fall back into place naturally. Number 4, apples and avocados, strengthening the foundation. Let's talk about stability, the kind of deep, foundational strength your body needs to not just perform once in a while, but to show up with consistency, confidence, and ease. 2 fruits that play a key role in this are apples and avocados. Now, I know these aren't usually the first things people think about when it comes to male vitality, but believe me, they matter more than you'd guess. Apples contain a compound called quercetin. It's a natural antioxidant that reduces inflammation and improves the health of the endothelium, that same thin lining we talked about earlier. But quercetin also helps regulate blood pressure and supports nitric oxide production. So when you eat apples regularly, you're not just supporting your heart, you're actively helping your body improve circulation to every part of you. And then there's avocado. Now technically, it's a fruit, and a rich one at that. Avocados are packed with heart-healthy monounsaturated fats. They help lower bad cholesterol and raise good cholesterol, which protects your arteries over the long term. They're also high in potassium, which helps your vessels relax, reducing strain and allowing blood to flow more freely. I had a patient once, mid-70s, been married for decades. Wonderful man, deeply connected to his wife emotionally, but he told me, "Doc, I just don't feel capable anymore." We made a few small changes, one of which was adding half an avocado to breakfast and an apple as a snack. That's it. Within a month, he wasn't just feeling better physically, he was standing taller, engaging more, initiating closeness again. His wife told me, it's like he came back to life. That's what these foods can do, not overnight, not like a magic trick, but steadily, consistently, they support the foundation of circulation, energy, and confidence. Number 5, mangoes and oranges, fighting fatigue, awakening desire. Let's talk about energy now, not just physical stamina, but that inner spark, the one that makes you feel alive, awake, interested, engaged. Because for many men after 60, it's not just about function, it's about feeling. And one of the most common things I hear is, I'm just tired. I want to connect, but I don't feel like myself anymore. In cases like this, we're often dealing with oxidative stress, that slow, silent damage that builds up in your blood vessels and tissues over time. It zaps your vitality, dulls your responses, and makes intimacy feel like effort instead of joy. But nature gives us a way to fight back: mangoes and oranges. Mangoes are rich in beta-carotene, vitamin A, and vitamin C. These nutrients don't just support your immune system, they act like internal cleanup crews, scrubbing away free radicals, repairing damaged cells, and restoring flexibility to your arteries. When your vessels are supple and open, your body responds more fully, your energy returns, and your sense of intimacy comes back to life. Oranges, meanwhile, are packed with vitamin C and a flavonoid called hesperidin. Hesperidin helps preserve nitric oxide and improves overall blood flow. It also boosts collagen production, which keeps your vessels elastic and resilient. That means more responsiveness, less fatigue, and a much clearer sense of presence in your own body. I always say, a mango and an orange a day can be your ticket to feeling engaged again, not just in the bedroom, but in your entire life. One of my patients said it best, I didn't just feel stronger. I felt more available, emotionally, mentally, physically. That's what these fruits are about, bringing you back to yourself. So now that we've walked through all 5 pairings, pomegranate and watermelon, blueberries and strawberries, kiwi and red grapes, apples and avocados, mangoes and oranges, you might be wondering, all right, Dr. Jain, how do I actually use this? How do I make it work without turning my kitchen into a science experiment? It's easier than you think. You don't need to eat every fruit every single day. You just need to make a habit of including 1 or 2 pairings into your daily rhythm. Think of it as feeding your body what it needs to do what it already knows how to do. For example, Start your day with a bowl of oatmeal topped with strawberries and blueberries. That's your vessel protection right there. Mid-morning, have a sliced apple. Lunchtime, add some avocado to your salad or sandwich. Afternoon, a handful of red grapes or a glass of fresh pomegranate juice. Dinner or dessert, a few slices of mango and orange. Simple, right? And none of these require fancy recipes or meal prep. Just fresh fruit, picked with intention, used consistently. The goal is not perfection, it's momentum. Over time, your vessels open up, your energy lifts, your confidence returns. Now I want to pause for a second and zoom out. Because while we've been talking about blood flow, performance, and circulation, the truth is, this goes much deeper than biology. This is about identity. It's about how you feel as a man. After 60, many men feel like they're fading into the background physically, emotionally, even relationally. You still love deeply, you still care, but you start to feel invisible to the world, and sometimes even to yourself. But here's the truth, your body hasn't given up. It's just been waiting for the right kind of support, the right inputs. And once you give it what it needs, nutrients, oxygen, natural compounds from real foods, it remembers. It responds. It wakes up. I've seen this time and again in my practice. Men who thought the best years were behind them start making small daily changes. A fruit pairing in the morning, a walk after dinner, a little more water. And over time, their posture changes. Their mood lifts. They initiate more. They smile more. They feel more. That's what I want for you, not just function, but fulfillment. Not just performance, but presence. These fruit pairings are not just nutrients, they're an invitation. They invite you to reconnect, to reawaken, to feel more in your body and more in your relationships. Let me share something personal from my clinic. There was a couple in their late 60s who had been married for over 40 years. They loved each other deeply, but over the last few years, their physical connection had almost disappeared. He told me he felt broken. She told me she felt unwanted, even though she knew it wasn't about her. We talked. I explained how blood flow plays a central role and how fruit-based compounds can actually repair and reopen those vital pathways. I didn't give them a prescription. I gave them a plan, 5 fruit pairings, 2 weeks, daily consistency. 3 weeks later, they came back. Something had shifted. He looked lighter, more confident. She was glowing. They were laughing again. Not because everything was perfect, but because they had hope. Because they felt possibility again. That's the kind of transformation I want for every man listening today. Now, let's make this even easier. Here's a sample day using the 5 fruit pairings we discussed. You can modify it to your routine, but this is a great place to start. Morning. Start your day with a smoothie. Toss in half a banana, a handful of strawberries, a scoop of blueberries, a few pomegranate seeds, and some water or almond milk. This kicks off your nitric oxide production and supports your blood vessels right out of the gate. Mid-morning snack. Slice up an apple. Add a few red grapes on the side. That gives you quercetin, resveratrol, and natural sugars to keep your energy steady and your vessels supported. Lunch. Include avocado in a salad, wrap, or even spread it on a piece of whole grain toast. Avocados support your heart, reduce inflammation, and provide essential fats your body needs to rebuild strength. Afternoon snack. Have a kiwi. Easy to carry, easy to eat, and incredibly powerful for blood pressure and vessel repair. Dinner or dessert. Finish your day with slices of mango and orange. This not only satisfies your sweet tooth, it also gives your body the antioxidants it needs to repair while you rest. If that feels like too much at once, just start with 1 pairing. Maybe it's blueberries and strawberries in the morning, or apples and avocado at lunch. Then layer in more over time. The point is consistency, not perfection. Let me leave you with a simple idea. What you feed grows. If you feed doubt, discouragement, and disconnection, that's what will grow. But if you feed your body with real, healing, life-giving foods, if you give yourself oxygen, nutrients, antioxidants, and time, you're feeding strength, vitality, and connection. These fruits aren't gimmicks. They're not part of a diet trend. They're nature's way of saying, I still have more for you. More energy, more passion, More moments of laughter and closeness, and eye contact that mean everything. You don't need to go backward in time. You don't need to be 25 again. What you need is to feel like yourself again. Grounded, confident, alive. And that starts with what's on your plate. If there's one message I want you to walk away with today, it's this: your body hasn't given up on you. Your heart hasn't given up. And your ability to feel strong, to feel confident, to feel connected to your partner, it's still there. Maybe it's been quiet for a while, buried under years of stress or disappointment, but it hasn't disappeared. What we've talked about today, these fruits, these pairings, aren't about magic. They're about giving your body the raw materials it needs to do what it already knows how to do. Your arteries can become more flexible again. Your blood flow can improve. Your energy can return. And with that, so can your physical closeness, your emotional warmth, your confidence. The men I work with who make these changes don't just experience better performance. They carry themselves differently. They engage more with life. They become more available, not just sexually, but emotionally. And their partners feel it. They feel seen again, valued again, touched again, not just physically, but with presence. One thing I remind every patient of is this: reconnection is a practice, not a product. There's no one-time fix. There's no shortcut. But there is a way forward, and it starts with simple, consistent actions that feed your body and support your heart. These 5 fruit pairings may seem basic, but when used with intention, they become tools for transformation. Because every slice of watermelon, every handful of blueberries, every bite of avocado or orange is telling your body you're not done. You're still vital. You still matter. And every time you choose real food over processed food, movement over stillness, presence over avoidance, you're telling your partner, I still care. I still want this. I still want you. Don't let this feel overwhelming. Don't feel like you have to do everything at once. The key is to start somewhere. One small step, one fruit pairing, one breakfast, one walk, one moment of choosing yourself, your health, your vitality, your connection. The body is incredibly forgiving. It wants to recover. It wants to heal. And it responds far more quickly than most people think, especially when you're consistent. And especially when you combine good nutrition with the belief that things can get better. I've seen men in their 60s, 70s, even early 80s turn things around, not because they found some miracle cure, but because they started showing up for themselves every single day. One piece of fruit, one new choice, one message to their body, let's go again. Here's what I'll leave you with today. You are not broken. You are not too old. You are not past your peak. You're in a season of life that still holds deep meaning, deep connection, deep power. And you deserve to feel good in your skin, strong in your body, and present with the person you love. Start with one fruit pairing. Start with one belief that you can feel better, that you can wake up with more energy, move through your day with more confidence, and end it feeling close, connected, and fulfilled. You're not chasing youth. You're claiming vitality. And that's something nature still wants to give you, one bite at a time.